Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. So I've come on today to do flip through of my flip-flop journal, envelope journal, and yeah, I thought I'd take you through it. I think it's finished. I always say this. I always say exactly the same thing. I think it's finished, but there's always room for improvement. But yeah, so I'm really happy with it, and spent quite a long time working on it, actually, more than a lot of others that I've made in the past. But anyway, I'm really happy with it, and I'll take you through it. So I hope you're all well. I'm just going to leave this here. Hopefully I won't mess it about too much, but yeah, it looks quite dark actually. I'll see if it's any better with the light on. Yeah, I'm going to leave the light on because there are some gold elements to this, and it might be nice for you to see those. So I'll undo this, just a ribbon closure. I tend to do very simple closures, but I did think about doing something a little bit more fancy, but yeah, this is what it is for now. There's little bits all over this white. There's nothing worse than a white cloth when you're trying to keep things clean. Okay, and Rudy's hair are everywhere. I don't know how they would get on this because it's kept in a cupboard. Right, let me just make sure. Okay, so it is, well, I'll measure it for you with this. It is 9.5 inches by, oh sorry, it's probably 9 inches then by 6.5 inches. Now it has two signatures. One of them, I think I explained when I was making the journal. I'll explain it as we go along because it isn't, it's a bit, you know, I made it complicated and in the making of it. So yeah, so it's made with, primarily made from envelopes, so a number of envelopes, and I've flip-flopped them like that. So I'll take you through. So the first page is a little one of my little tissue paper paintings with lots of collage on it, and I made it into a little flip out so that I could you know, put something behind it. So I've just put this lovely little card behind it, little journaling card, and I made this little, I think I did this on camera actually, so yeah, so I made that, and that just sits in there like that. I added the butterfly later. So we'll go this way. So I'm just going to grab something to put underneath it. Let me have a look. I always use the same thing actually. There. So there's a flip out here. Let's see how far you can see. Yep, there's a flip out there. Pretty page. With some, yeah, with a you know, collage, if you like. And then here I've used this gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, stunning antique fabric, and just to frame the image, and then a little bit of lace, crochet lace at the bottom there. So this would be some cardstock paper. It's fairly flimsy, it's not but so I've used things like that in it. Obviously that's magazine page. Well, it might not be obvious, but it is. I've used lots of digitals from Ruby and Pearl, Raindrop Lila, and I'll tell you who else as we go along. Oh, I think Roxy Creations. So we've got another one of my painted. So the painted papers that I'm talking about, let me see if I can find one for you quickly. So you might have seen me do them recently, or if you watched my video, there was a video where I made painted papers. I don't think I've got a blank one. I think I've used them. But basically I paint on tissue paper and then I add collages like this and then add them to different things. And with this one, I added a little bit of collage and some, that's what I mean about Rudy's hair, a little bit of collage and then some petals from a flower. And then under I've got this little fabric tab there and a piece of same fabric down the bottom here. It's not hiding anything, it's just to give that lovely edge. I wanted to see lots of edges and layers. And then on this side we've got this really pretty fabric here. It's Indian fabric. It's got a little gold edge there. And then I've lined this with some cotton fabric and then this cotton crochet fabric. And again, it's just so that you can see the lovely, the edges like that. Okay. Yeah, I've used washi tape in some areas, most areas actually. This is washi tape as well here, and it's holding quite well. I did use glue as well. It's washi tape there. So here we've got a pocket, and this would have been an envelope with, so they're all envelope, the main parts of it, and then I've covered it with a paper there, and then I've added a pocket. So this is vintage, sorry I can't speak. There's a journaling card there and it goes in there, and then I made this a little while ago. For those of you who, I'll link the video where I made these, but inside is just a little cluster of papers, pretty papers and things. I love these little books and things that are folders that you can add little pretty things in. And there's a poem there and a poem on the back there. So and then I added a pretty tab at the top, and then on this side I have made a tuck spot. So this was from when I did the painted papers. I did some stenciling, so it's a video where I'm doing painted papers, I'm doing stenciling, stamping, lots of different things, and very straightforward, very simple, but you know, when you see them all together in here, you see how effective they are. So this is the first signature. Now this one is a hidden spine. Now, I don't know why I did it, don't ask me, I have no idea. I think I thought it was a good idea at the time. It's okay, but the spine isn't as sturdy as I would like. It is okay, it's not going to come away or anything, but just the stitching of it, I would have preferred it not to have. It was a struggle for some reason. I think it's just because it wasn't in a sturdy book, it was just attached to these envelopes. But anyways, I added this, these are mostly tea dyed or coffee dyed papers, and then this was some stenciling under a label there, and then again another little cluster of papers. So we've got some of that painted paper, book page, and I've added a little bit of gold on the edge there, and that just sits down there. I've got a card there, journaling card to write on. Lovely print there of a flower, and then here is just another little book that I've added, sorry, a bag. It's a tea bag, or a you could use it for tea, you could use it for herbs, things like that. Little sachet bag, and I just filled it with some pretty things. So there's a little card there, a flower, a fussy cut flower, and a picture of a baby in a pram. There's a photograph of my sister, not that old, not that style pram, but she's in a pram, and it's very similar from when she was a baby somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. So I just thought that was quite a nice little touch. And you could add things like little bits of other things, you know, pretty things, flowers, things like that, even herbs, some lavender or something. I've done that in a journal before. Lots of plain pages to write on because I want to write in this journal. An old calendar from 2014. Again, another tuck spot here with this pretty paper, and again another layers of papers that you can use in a journal and you can write on. And yeah, just pretty papers to write on and to play with. And I like to layer them like that a little bit. And then on this side I've got a heart and a little, again, a few little papers to work with, and that's a French book page and a little journaling card there. And they just tuck in there. Some piano roll paper. This is quite, I did this a couple of years ago, I believe, with rust. And you can see the rusty nail there. So it's rust-dyed paper. Did these, I'll try and link a video where I made these on camera. Just a flip up, but just some rust-dyed fabric, some plant-dyed fabric there, and some embroidery stitches that I did. Vintage book, you know, music sheet. Not here, I've got a tuck spot here. I've got another cluster of papers. We've got a little stamp that I did recently. There's a video of that. This is a vintage book from a vintage book. It might be an antique book. Another piece of paper there. I was going to back that. I haven't done it yet. This is from a book. It's a book page, and it was from I think it's from the front of the book, but it's got this beautiful texture. I don't think it would pick up on camera. And then this pretty page that I could use anywhere in there. So yeah, I really like that little cluster. So pop them in there. And them down there like that. So that, yeah, again, I did that recently, and there's a video of me doing them. More tea or coffee dye. This is plant dyed, I think. And you can see I added a fern. I was experimenting. You can see the relief of the fern there. Another little cluster of papers. And so you've got a little tab there. They're not attached, only attached by the paper clip. And a little paper there, you've got paper there, and then a sheet of paper to write on there. So a lovely little cluster of papers. And then turn it over, and we've got another flip out like that. I forgot, I was going to do something with that and I forgot, but not to worry. And I could tuck something under there as well. And I love that writing space there. You can do a list of jobs and tick them off or whatever. And then on this side I've got another pocket, and I've added, you might not be able to see it, but there's some green, I forget what it's called now, but just see-through green ribbon, and then I added this ribbon on top. And then we've got this book page here about plants, and I've added a real flower on the top there. That's a pansy from last year. And then I added this. I just made a little collage type thing and added a little tab. And they go in there. And and then more of that rust-dyed paper, and again you can see the nail. I put that in upside down. It says past is day that. Where gone your past is day that. Oh, so yeah, I don't know. Day it's had love. Anyway, doesn't matter, but yeah, it's upside down, fortunately. And I wasn't going to try and change it. So this is from the little snippet, or large snippet roll rather, that I have, that I've showed you several times and in other videos, and there's a video of me making this as well somewhere in the last year, I think. And then a pretty tuck spot there, more teal coffee dyed papers, and then a lovely little cluster there of papers. And that's the first signature, so there are 2 signatures, as I said. Lovely paper there from Ruby and Pearl, I think it is. This is Ruby and Pearl as well, I think. I think it is, but I can't be sure. I made a little cluster, very pretty, with red stitches and crosses. We've got more of that, a bit different one, but more of the crocheted lace. In this pocket we've got this tag, and there's a video of me making these a few weeks ago. You can look back. Not very long ago at all, in fact it might be just a few, maybe 3 videos back. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. It's stitched around sewing machine. And then we've got this really pretty pocket here with some gorgeous lace there. It's vintage lace, and then a cluster or a collage, and yeah, and you can write on the back here, but I love that I left that blue forget-me-nots showing as well. So gorgeous silk and lace there. And then again, really pretty vintage lace. Actually, this is antique lace, I think. No, I'm not sure. It's vintage or antique, it doesn't matter. Gorgeous page there, little gold butterfly here. Just decorating the page and a label. And this is taken a book page from the book Vanity Fair. And then here we've got a little, I'll open it up. So we've got ribbon here, and this holds this together. So what I've done is I have I've slit the page there. It's quite a thick page, so you know it's not going to fall apart or anything. So I've slit it there so that I can then tie it up. And in here I've got some pages to write on or draw on or whatever, little sketch pad. And on this side we've got this gorgeous butterfly and some layers of muslin and lace. That's definitely vintage. It's very old actually. I'm not sure how old, but it is old. So that's that side. And then on this side we've got a little flip of papers, again a little cluster of papers attached to this pocket here, this tuck spot. Hopefully you can see that. A little ribbon at the top. Got a card here. This was a card from the Linen Garden that I regularly use. I've just realised I didn't cut the white off there, but it doesn't matter. And I've just covered up the Linen Garden words there, but it is actually a pocket as well, so I could tuck something in there if I wanted to, and that just slides in there. And then on this side, again, I made this recently, just a couple of weeks ago, so you would have seen me stamp on this book page with this bird stamp, which I love, and then I just made it into a little folder. And then on here I've used a tab with some wallpaper from Ruby and Pearl and some crinkled brown paper. Here I've done some stenciling, and then you've got this pocket here, and this is the Roxy Creations. And they just fit in there nicely. And then over, and we've got, oops, the Butterfly Girl. This is Ruby and Pearl. I've added a gold filigree butterfly there, and 2 pretty appliques there. I've also added gold excuse me, I've added gold into the wings, gold paste, and up on here. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. Let me just check. Oh, I can't actually see, but yeah, it's really pretty. And then this is the second signature. Now this one has been sewn in, and you can see the stitching there. And it's sewed in really well, so yeah, it's a shame. So this is paper dyed with, I think it's cabbage, red cabbage. It's definitely plant dyed anyway, put it that way. Got this pretty tab that's stitched on. It's not stitched on the paper, it's just stitched together. Tab, and it's got little crosses there and there. Really sweet, lovely. That's paper here. It's been painted with watercolour paint, and then yeah, just a pretty addition. These papers here have been printed using a plastic doily that I only have one, but when I found it, it was like a woohoo moment, because yeah, it does some really pretty patterns. Here I've got a tuck spot from a scrap of paper, and more of that stamping, printing. Book page there, vintage book. A label here, more of that 2014 diary. And then we've got a pocket here. Oh, it's split. This happens to me on almost every single video, and I don't know why I've missed that. I need to redo that. It has been glued because I can feel the glue. I added this as well. It's the first time I bought these. I don't have a one of those cutting things. I don't have one. I've been wanting to buy one for such a long time, and they come up on Marketplace all the time. But there's never one in my area, so I haven't been able to get one. I'm not going to buy a new one, but I am looking for a good quality one. But yeah, I thought that was nice, and I added gold on there, a little flecks of gold. And then we've got this journaling card of a vintage floral book page from Reader's Digest, very distinctive style. More pages here, more of that page, and you can probably see the pattern there quite clearly. So happy when it turned out like that. Did these last year sometime, I can't remember. Pretty sticker there. I bought these a long time ago, and I rarely use them, but when I do, I always like the look of them on an edge of a page. This is just the stamping that I did recently, the same time as I did all the others. So you can see I've made really good use of all of those things that I did. And I said I would show you how I used them. And I've sewn this on here. And then here, tag, cushy silk fabric at the top, and that's stitched on. And then this pretty, so this is stenciled. This is actually the blank side of a music sheet, and you've got that lovely browning there from tape, I guess. But yeah, this is some stenciling I did. I cut it and created a little cluster there as well. Add that in. More of that patterned paper. And the centre signature, and again you can see all that lovely patterning, hopefully. And then we've got a pretty flower, it's Heartsease violas, and I've added some washi here with the word love on it, and more of that pink painted paper, more coffee stain paper. This was a card again from the Linen Garden that came with something. Vicky, who owns the shop, she always sends a pretty card, and so I make use of them. And then this a nice little pocket there, little tuck spot. More of that. And then here we've got just added again painted paper and stamping. So throughout the journal, got a really lovely 1880 something book page in German, in the old German. Hopefully you can see that. And then I've created a pocket here. I hope I can get it out. I didn't put it in, but I haven't oh, I think it might be stuck there, guys. Oh, that's a disaster. Come on, let me just see if I can loosen it. Funnily enough, I did struggle to get it in, so I'm sort of not surprised. Oh, it's properly stuck in there. That's a real shame. Well, that isn't. It's just the paper, so I might as well leave that in rather than rip it. And that can just act as another shield. That's just a digital check thing. So, and this is tracing paper, and I've just covered it with this lovely image here and a little bird. But yeah, it's a shame I've done that. But actually what it does is it provides two pockets, one that side and one that side. So maybe it's a good thing. But that's the first time I've ever done that and had it on camera. But so I've done well. This side we've got more stamping that I did on that day that I mentioned, and then I added this little piece of paper with pretty rose design from Ruby and Pearl. Some gold edging on the edge of then. You might be able to see there's sort of plant there as well. You know, image from where I sat the plant on top of the papers. And then I've used some newsprint, and I've printed on it just to see what it would look like, and I quite like the effect. So that opens up like that. Nice gold edging. This is, oh, more of this lovely, hang on, what have I done here? Ah, yes, I will take it off. No, I won't, because it's not necessary. But you might be able to see the pattern under there. This is a sketch that I did using a pen and ink of a plant. I was going to copy. What I did is I sketched the plant, and then I was going to copy it onto some fabric and or recreate it on fabric. So yeah, I just sort of add that, and I added these little butterflies on there. And then on this side, there's a little, because that comes all the way over there. And on this side, I've just added some pretty papers. And this, I've added this because it says on here, it mentions a still room. So lots of houses in the past would have had a still room, and that's the name of my herbal apothecary, well, and the still room journals, obviously. And that comes to the end of the signature. And then I've got this absolutely stunning, I love this, it's just so pretty, painted paper, gorgeous tissue paper there with gold on, a couple of hydrangea petals, some splattering of gold paint, and a gold filigree butterfly. And then I found the words Emily Bronte on a book. It was just a tiny snippet, and I don't know where it came from, but yeah. And then I added this little lace feature. It's just a scrappy piece that had been cut off something or ripped off, and it's so scrappy, but I love it with this. So this is probably my favourite page, I think. And then I have this, which is a belly band, a lace belly band here, and more of that German paper. I've got a pretty doily and a heart, and they just sit in there. And then here is a pocket, and we've got a pretty journaling card with some lace at the bottom. And then we've got this, which again you would have seen me make. It's in the same as one of the other ones. It's on the other side, I think, but yeah. But this one is actually a pocket, I think. Is it? Oh, I thought it was a pocket. Yes, it is. See, it's a top pocket. You can put something in there as well, some journaling or what have you. Nice tab, and a beautiful, beautiful piece of fabric there, with some embroidery on it. So I love those too. So that just slides in there like that. That's obviously a vintage book page. Let me just see in the back. Oh yeah, because it was oh, that's unusual. I wonder why I did that, because there's always something on the other side, but obviously I decided to sacrifice it. But anyway, so that fits in there like that, and then that just slides in there like that. And then we've got gold, more gold tape here, and then on the last page, and we've got a whole pretty page of sort of collaged papers that, you know, already collaged, printed. I've used washi on both sides, different colours. I've got some embossed paper there. I didn't do it, I bought it. Came with a sort of pack, some stamped card that you can write on the back and decorate, and a lovely pocket there, and then a pocket on this side with a journaling card with ruby and pearl image there. And this is a fabric, vintage fabric here, and a little tuck spot there. And you can pop that in there. And then we're back to the front. So yeah, so that's it. And what I'm going to do with this, because it's not going to be one that stands up, you know, on a as it is, because it would just open up like that. Even, well, okay, if I didn't tie it up, it would open up. When it's tied, it's going to be tied up to keep it all down. It's quite chunky, you can see. I love all the lace layers and the different ribbons and things that I've used on laces and things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bag, a pouch for it. So keep an eye out for that. It will be in one of my slow stitch. Yeah, one of my slow. I won't wrap it around again because you would be bored with me doing it. But yes, it'll be in one of my slow stitch videos. So I will make a bag for it, and yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I've thought about selling it, but I think the amount of work that's gone into it, it would probably be too, you know, I don't know what people would be willing. Obviously I've sold my journals in the past, so I know what they're worth. However, it's an envelope journal, so I don't know what to do. I love it and I would like to keep it because I've got some of my favourites in here, but having said that, yeah, I'll have a think about it and let you know. So there we go. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that flip through. I've got a lot coming up. I've got actually I've got a haul of lots of different things that I've been keeping, not showing you. They've just been hanging around. I need to show you them, or I will show you them. And then I've got, as I said, I'm going to make a bag for this, and then I'm going to, next video I'm going to be doing a little project using paper and sandwiching vintage papers together to create quite strong backgrounds, and then yeah, creating something nice from them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again very soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting me, and welcome to any new subscribers. I hope you enjoy the videos, and I will link the videos that I mentioned at the end of this video. Okay, so thank you for watching. Take care everyone. Bye for now.